So we've all seen the GTA 6 trailer, and doesn't it look absolutely incredible? I am so excited to see this game when it finally comes out. This video is going to be slightly different. Now I do have a video coming which is a full breakdown of the trailer, looking at all the different things that we can learn from it about GTA 6, but that video is taking a while to make. I didn't want to just rush one out and do a full breakdown that missed loads of things, so I am taking my time with it. It will be a couple more days until that video comes out. But in this video we're going to look at something very different. Now someone on Twitter, and I'll put them on screen right now, I'm not going to try and pronounce their name because I will butcher it. They have taken frames out of the video and used AI to upscale it. Now the game probably won't be this high res and this sharp out of the box, well it might be, who knows, but this shows what some basic mods could potentially do in the future with GTA 6. Now I know I'm probably running before I walk here by talking about modding GTA 6, a game that's not even out yet, but have you seen my channel? So we're going to have a look at what these upscaled images of GTA 6 and what we can maybe expect after GTA 6 comes out, with some mods, with a bit of tweaking on the graphic side of things, and boy does it look amazing. Now here's the first image, and the first thing I want to say is some of the faces are a bit distorted and a bit warped. That's the AI model not really working properly to detect people's faces. But the first thing that we can see the AI has done here is increase the dynamic range, so the highlights look way more blown out, which is, some may say, not nice, but it is actually more naturally what we'd see in person. You can see textures have been completely reworked and they look absolutely incredible. Now to be fair, Rockstar have absolutely nailed it anyway. Like, all this is doing is giving that little bit of crispiness to the top, but this is actually what the game could look like. Now we don't know what the game's going to look like upon release. It could actually be pretty much this sharp, if not the exact same, but at the very least, if the game isn't quite as crisp as this, and you know, to be honest I think it will be, this shows what a couple of little mods could do. But something to note here is this looks like a photo. It's incredible. Honestly, I'm blown away. So let's go to the next grab. So this one here, you can see all of the texture in the face, but also as well like dynamic range. Now in the trailer, Rockstar did an incredible job of capturing dynamic range. Now dynamic range is how much of the highlights and how much of the shadows is captured without being crushed and lost. And what Rockstar have done is they've given themselves a full dynamic range, but intentionally crushed some of the highlights, so we get a few areas that are a bit blown out, but it's beautiful. It's incredible what they've done, and this is just an example of what it would look like upscaled. Now I will go into more details and stuff in my full breakdown video of the trailer, which is coming soon, but for the time being, let's just enjoy these high resolution remasters. Now for some reason this shot, it's giving Lucia short hair. Obviously that's the AI not working, but once again, this is what I was talking about with dynamic range. See here where the light is blooming, like that shows that Rockstar really put a lot of attention to detail, and they did this in Red Dead Redemption 2 in terms of the atmospheric effects and the fact that you can see dust, you can see textures within the air. It's not 2D. I don't mean 2D as in two-dimensional, I mean like everything's not a flat plane. But what this shows is that Rockstar really do understand the idea of environment texture and how light shines through objects, and humidity and dust isn't see-through, and they've really captured how light reflects off these particles in the background, and they've done it really cleanly. Now I know it sounds like I'm getting really nerdy and excited, but it's because I am getting really nerdy and excited. This is unlike anything we've seen before. Now next is this car meet shot, and the AI has obviously upscaled this and given it a bit more of a dynamic flair and dynamic range. And I know I keep talking about dynamic range, but that's the first thing, as me having a background in video work, dynamic range and camera quality is something I pay attention to. And the trailer looked like, for the most part, it was using color profiles that you'd see in the film world. It's crazy. Now in my breakdown video, I'll go into some of the details on this. Now this shot, this is the one that I was most excited for. If we look in the distance over here, the fact that everything's rendered in, there's no skyscrapers missing, because even in GTA 5, at a certain distance, some of these buildings disappear and they crop off a little bit. Obviously I know it all comes down to consoles and the processing power involved in it, but it's just incredible that this looks like a living, breathing place. Now this shot here goes back into what I was saying earlier about, like, for example, here you've got smoke and you've got texture and you've got atmosphere, and the way that the light from the headlights of the cars, the light from this camera guy that's down here holding the camera, the way it reflects off the car and shines through the light, it's not like anything we've ever seen before in a game. Now I know there are some games that have captured similar things, and Red Dead Redemption 2 was actually very close to capturing something similar, which for 2018 was ahead of its time, but I even think for 2025 when this game comes out, this is still ahead of its time. Now next is this shot. Now in the trailer, obviously this has been slightly upscaled just a little bit. This is one of those shots where I was like, this could have been filmed on someone's camera. Now there's depth of field, so it looks like it's been filmed on DSLR. Obviously we know it hasn't been. It's a game, but the point I'm trying to make here is the realism and the attention to detail is Rockstar haven't tried to make a game look really good. They've tried to make a game look real, and this is one of the things I was kind of worried about that they wouldn't do, just because of, as I've mentioned in previous videos, the whole flying cars, flying bikes, railguns, all of this fancy additional stuff, but they haven't got carried away here. They've made a realistic looking world, and the fact that like dirt sticks and it clumps on people, like obviously this is a trailer. We're not sure how realistic this is going to be to the game, but I'm assuming it's not going to be far off. Like, this shot is crazy. Like the way that the tire interacts with the dirt, the particles flying up in the air, and that's something I really want to make apparent in this video. This isn't about like, obviously there's a lot more stuff we can talk about here and what this tells us about the game, which I will cover once again. I think it's like the fourth time I said this in another video. What I'm genuinely impressed at is the particle effects, the smoke from the exhaust of the bike meeting with the dirt from the road. Like, this is attention to detail that we've been waiting 10 years. It's been 10 years since the last GTA came out, and shots like this tell you why it's been 10 years. And here's some other shots as well that have been upscaled from the game. Something I want to say here is, like, with the GTA 6 trailer release, I was nervous that it wasn't going to live up to the expectations, because I don't think in gaming history anything has ever had more hype than this. I don't think that's a pretty wild statement. I think that's pretty fair. And the fact that Rockstar have delivered and then some on this trailer is incredible. For them just to understand what we wanted to see, it shows that they do listen and watch into what the gaming community is doing. And I know a lot of people are angry, and I've seen it in my other videos, comments, people saying, well, Rockstar keep releasing DLC and whatever. They've got to do what they've got to do to make money to pay for games like this, and I get that, and there is reasons to be annoyed and concerned with Rockstar, but this trailer just shows how much work that they've put into this, and it's really impressive. The next thing is, if you do enjoy today's video, please consider liking and subscribing. Shameless plug. My deep dive into the trailer video will be coming out. I actually did post a small little breakdown video last night, but the first two got copyright striked by Take-Two Interactive, and on the third attempt I was like, that's it. So I had to remove the trailer from the video and everything. The next video I'm working on, it probably will get copyright strikes and taken down, but I'll make it in such a way that you guys can watch it. But the next video is going to be a full in-depth deep dive breakdown into the GTA 6 trailer, and so far there's been about 8-9 hours worth of work on it, and there's more to come. So thank you all for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one.